Like the video and subscribe to our channel right now and get 1 week of amazing luck. This planet is full of amazing and strange events that we frequently are unable to explain. Due to the rarity of many of these events, we frequently lack the chance to see these natural phenomena. Here are 12 craziest natural phenomena recorded on camera. Number 12. Monarch butterfly migration. Reflecting the warmth of the sun and the beauty of reality was the stunning and luminous monarch. These fabled bright and real beauties of nature shine a light on their environment. The monarch is finally prepared to spread its wings and travel to a far-off place after being raised, which might be up to 2,000 kilometers away. The only butterfly is known to migrate in both directions in a manner akin to that of long-distance flying birds. The monarch butterflies can sense when the air is getting too cold for them by environmental sensory cues, unlike other butterflies who cannot endure below freezing temperatures, and they prepare for their lengthy journey of safety and protection. Due to their extreme sensitivity to temperature changes, there is a significant chance that they could literally perish. They are incredibly delicate and fascinating insects for people to encounter. Number 11. Bioluminescent forest. Unlike the awful events we read about in other scenarios, mysterious things always seem to occur at night while we are asleep, but this magnificent and resonant setting comes to life. The Maharashtra Bhima Shankar Wildlife Reserve's around 100 kilometers east of Mumbai, and they give you uneasiness with every step since the insects can sense your dread and the large predators are waiting nearby to snare you and eat you. Why would anyone wander into this deadly jungle? The rain, slick hills, and leeches all prosper during the monsoon season. The bioluminescent forest will be at its most vibrant during this time of year. Constant rain transformed the desolate and difficult terrain into a vibrant shade of green, and fresh grass covered nearly every square inch of the generally dark landscape. However, there is a secret in the middle of this hidden large enclave. When night falls, the lights come on, and the wonderful and enigmatic beauty of the jungle comes to life with vivid and mesmerizing echoing acoustics. Would you brave the potential health hazards that may leave you paralyzed or worse to experience the magic of a forest that is alive with color and like a hidden paradise? Number 10. Pele's hair. Life can be a little too heated at times, but after it settles and you get control, what's left can be rather beautiful to see. This brings up the phrase, Pele's hair, which is basically a type of fiber that is cooled down to a kind of molten glass that emerges out of the lava and because of the rate at which the lava lengthens. It resembles tinned spaghetti but is thinner, has less sauce, and is a touch harder. As a result, the lava cools in tiny, fine threads. The fibers of a Pele's hair can be several meters long and only a few thousandths of a millimeter wide. The breeze then carries these thin fibers away, which can travel a few kilometers from the vents. The next time you consider heating up your pasta in the microwave, stop to think about the recollection of Pele's hair and then decide whether you will be there to catch it. When the wind has stopped blowing, they must either rest quietly or break apart. Number 9. Snow rollers. When you go somewhere that seems like the snow is rolling itself into large donut-shaped snowballs, you end up in a frozen field of icy intrigue rather than a bakery. The grace and sophistication of the fascinating funnel, which is a swollen mixture of ice and snow spiraling in such an orderly fashion, make it appear as though it were not created on this planet in this elegant work of natural art. It's a phenomenon that only happens under ideal conditions. Light snow dust that is moist enough to stick to the ground but loose enough to prevent it from sticking is ideal for a snow roller to be able to shape. Winds must be strong enough to push the snow off the ice and into the distinctive snow roller technique. Number 8. PENATENTE'S spiky snow formation in the Andes. It is interesting to note that some of the coolest things in the world are not often seen by the human eye. The phenomena known as PENATENTE'S are generated at very high altitude glaciers where the air is dry and the blanket of protection shields the ground level from the harsh heat of the sun. Up in the frigid, icy mountain peaks, snow will transform into impressively thin ice blades that can reach heights of a few meters. A really cool natural occurrence. Would you agree that it seems something like a forest in the mountains with enormous frozen water trees that look elegantly crystallized pine trees? They appear as tall, thin, tightly spaced blades of frozen snow or ice with blade tips pointing in the general direction of light. In the glacial and snow-covered regions, these pinnacles of snow or ice are rising at extraordinarily high heights. A golden sunset with blue tints. The mountain peaks were like a spear thrusting ferociously into the sky. When night strikes on this frigid, prickly battlefield, the struggle of the elements intensifies. Number 7. Starling flocks phenomena. A starling by itself doesn't present many issues. It is a bird the size of a tennis ball with dark, silky feathers. In any event, the starling produces beautiful designs in an incredibly amazing way. As flocks of starlings numbering in the hundreds of thousands group together over broad fields, creating an effect that resembles a work of art from another dimension, the dark figures in flight appear to be an expression of reality that is drawn to entropy, converging around one another and being driven by the wind and intuition. The question that doesn't have an obvious answer is why. Since birds' flying patterns are continually changing, each bird has an ideal perspective of its surroundings. Starlings and other birds frequently form big flocks to protect themselves from predators. Although starling flocks also fly in similar patterns when there are no predators around, the more birds in a flock, the less probable it is that each one would be caught by a wild predator. That doesn't provide a complete explanation and raises numerous questions. Do you understand the causes of the starling flock phenomenon? Number 6. Fire whirls. Few things are as calming as sitting by a fire on a chilly evening and thinking about life. On the other hand, for individuals who like fire whirls are an intriguing substitute. Their combustion typically intensifies significantly during large urban and wildfires. However, a number of phenomena, such as a sandstorm-like confluence of wind and fuel that is a mixture of fire and smoke, mask them. An awful, scorching heat that seems to be incredible. The majority of the information about them comes from a laboratory because they are not commonly known and exceedingly dangerous to approach due to the intense strength, force, and temperature of the flames. Additionally, the momentum has destructive potential since it acts as a wind funnel. Number 5. Eternal Flame Falls. The everlasting flame falls is a tiny waterfall. It's debatable whether or not the falls will persist forever. The Valley of the Eternal Flame Falls is home to this famous and remarkable waterfall, which has the air of a hallowed place and sounds extremely threatening. The natural gas spill just below the waterfall, which just so happens to ignite, is the basic phenomenon for which the waterfall was given its name. While the gas is natural, the flames being ignited are affected by the nearby passers-by. Therefore, the flame is not necessarily everlasting in the sense that it frequently goes out and is also re-lit by passengers. The falls release natural gas, which has a rotten egg aroma that is very beautiful and sets the mood. Under pressure, the gas is created when the organic materials in the rock deposits decompose, push through fissures and loose layers of the rock. It's incredible that the rock doesn't eventually burst under the pressure of the gas outlet. It's amazing that anything like this could exist at the point where water and fire collide. Number 4. Bioluminescence waves. The bioluminescent marvel is incredibly beautiful. Thanks to a natural chemical mechanism called bioluminescence, which enables living things to emit light in their bodies, the ocean can shine like the stars in the sky. It's like an organic cocktail with the creation and release of light from a living thing, with the combination of hues producing a luminous and brilliant effect. When disturbed by a wave breaking or a splash in the sea at night, the bioluminescence will light. I believe this to be among the most amazing and distinctive visual aspects of the ocean that can be appreciated by the human eye. For the purpose of fooling predators, luring prey with illusion, attracting prey with their attractive phenomenon, or even luring future mates. Use light manipulation to stay alive in the wilderness. Isn't it amazing how even natural species use biological light manipulation processes? How romantic would it be to see a massive shimmering wave rising above the sky with aquatic life swimming and illuminating the night? Number 3. Morocco's tree-climbing goats. Why is it that whenever something unexpected occurs, a goat is generally there in the middle of it? The goat ascended to gain a bird's-eye perspective of the surrounding area, and this is what appears to be happening. I'm not sure why it seems to have captured the interest of the audience in the area. A particular kind of tree known as the argan pepper exists in a region named Marrakesh on hot, sandy roads. It is rust-colored, with an environment that is home to numerous bizarre creatures, such as the strangest tree-climbing mammals. Every year, argan trees produce a fruit that looks like a crushed olive and ripens around June. When given the opportunity, the cunning, intelligent goats will climb the argan tree in search of its bitter flavor and aroma. Despite the fact that they may not be attractive, these trees attract a lot of admirers, including herds of starving goats that frequently number more than a dozen in a single tree and are in their crooked roots. Number 2. Dust storm. High gale winds cause the wind's ferocious energy to move over loosely attached particles with enough force to overcome gravity holding them down, which accelerates the movement of the sand particles. When they continually touched the ground, they tended to vibrate at first before moving over the surface with a loosening roar and rocking force, breaking up and loosening all the microscopic dust particles, which then continued to move in suspension at wind speeds greater than those that allow the smallest particles to be suspended. A population of dust particles was moving. Sand and dust storms often form when powerful winds gather momentum and carry enormous amounts of sand and dust from exposed, dry surfaces into the atmosphere, where they would otherwise remain stationary. Over the past 10 years, knowledge of the human race's contribution to the frequency and magnitude of these disastrous catastrophes has increased. If you were caught in the middle of a dust storm, what would you do? Number 1. Desert rose selenite. Imagine giving someone special a rose made entirely of sand as a present. That rose would be a selenite desert rose that has been fashioned over many hundred years by wind, water, and sand. With time, the water tends to take on the shape of a rose due to the wind's constant blowing on the selenite that embeds the sand in the blades. According to some traditions, the desert rose conjures qualities such as inner reality, energy cleaning, and mental understanding. Desert rose aids in clearing the mind of outdated thought patterns and facilitating the flow of intuitive advice. What a chemist would say about the organic structure of the desert rose and how it affects people would be interesting to learn. If something like this has an impact, my guess is that it has to do with electrons and the balance of positive and negative electric charges. There is no doubt that a desert rose is a work of exquisite natural art, regardless of the theories as to how it came to be and what it can do for the body and mind. A monument to the beauty of life and an amazing thing to be able to see with our own eyes.